You have one. Why'd you want to be an owner so bad?
History being what it is, I think I can be unique. I know football, and I think it's a big reason why this team will be a winner under me. Alright, so the Denver Broncos. Looking at their roster right now, we know quarterback is an area of concern. Is Case Keenum going to be the future, or is he just a placeholder right now? I want Paxton Lynch, honestly, to one day be the starter. If not, we're going to draft somebody. Their key draft picks, Cortland Sutton, who I like, and Bradley Chubb, who, yeah, he went to NC State, but he is a baller. Let me see. Let's go. There. Let's get our XP sliders right. Let me see. Playlist sliders. Best man. Let's do best EXP sliders. This is from Sports Gamer Online. Shout out to them.
Gave you our record franchise league. Of course, you can always tweak them how you or your league prefer, but here are our suggested XP sliders and what we found out to work the best. We're going to set quarterback at 80%. So after our 6-year simulation, this ended with about 40 guys above 80 overall. A few teams with young rookie backups were over the 80 overall threshold. This seemed like a good spot, give or take, for most teams. You really don't see too many starting QBs coming to Madden with below an 80 overall. The lowest starters are usually around 76, which I found to be fairly consistent with this sim. It was a little deep in the 80 to 89 guys, but I think this is a happy spot. But you can move this a little bit up or down according to your preference. Halfback at 130%. I really think this was pretty spot on. In my CFM on default XP sliders, you don't see as many standout halfbacks. We have about one halfback who was drafted who eclipsed the 90 overall mark. Don't get me wrong, there's some very good ones, but more due to user skill rather than actual attributes. 130% left me feeling that good halfbacks were actually coming in to replace the aging ones. Wide receiver at 230%. Another situation very similar to the halfback one, but more extreme in my opinion. Very few wide receivers you see really eclipse that 90 overall point. Truthfully, there really is not many you see eclipse the 85 overall mark other than the ones who already started at that point. 230% makes it much more realistic and allows for those wide receiver stars to emerge. But I think it is a bit too much. My suggestion is you can lower it slightly than what we have it set out. But if you really want to see those stars shine, 230% is a good mark. Tight end at 80%. This is really close to where I'm feeling that's spot on. The highest overall tight end in my CFM is 92 overall, which isn't bad, but in 6 seasons, we have yet to have one come up to that Grant Graham overall, as well as formers like Giggs, Tony Gonzalez, etc. 80% is a good spot for most guys. I think most users will be happy with 80%, but you can also try upping it a little bit, depending on your taste. Tackle at 130%. This is one that was actually giving me a bit of trouble. I've had some inconsistencies with the Sims. I had to drop this a few times. 130% is what I had in my last season sim, but I truly do feel that it's a little bit too high. Possibly 100, 110% will maybe better over for this one. So you can go anywhere from 110 to 130% on this one. Guard at 100%. This left me with a great taste in my mouth after having many troubles with the tackles. 100% leaves a good amount of 80 to 90 overall guys, and still some 90 overall as well. Nice base here. I wouldn't change it much, possibly lowering it slightly if all. Center at 130%. Initially had 37 players, over 80 overall in this one, which is just a bit too high. So we get this round. So to get this down to around 20 to 25, we set it to 130%, which I think really works out well. Defensive end at 200%. Really like the results I saw from this sim. It gave us more top-end guys, which replaced the aging greats, but still is a bit too skimpy. Go with 200% or raise it slightly, depending on your preference. Defensive tackle at 100%. This was another one that's a bit tricky. The depth was a little too deep in my opinion, but there are a good amount of good to average DTs in NFL, so that's pretty realistic. The top end was perfect in my opinion. If you want a little less depth at DT, you can lower it as you will. You will see some good results from the top end guys if you lower it as well. So I wouldn't go raise it anymore, but you can lower it slightly. Outside linebacker, 150%. A very easy one here. You don't see many top-end guys as past years in Madden, but I think that's more true to life. You really only have a handful of linebackers over the 90 overall mark to start Madden. Middle linebacker, 150%. Same as the outside linebacker position. You don't see too many 99 overall MLBs anymore like you used to in Madden. This is more true to real life, where you really see only 4 to 5 really dominant guys in the middle. Cornerback at 200%. The top end 88 plus overall guys were a little heavy here, but overall it sticks pretty close to the stock Madden rosters, which ultimately is the goal as we get many seasons into our league. Not to have an abundance of superstars or duds, but remain consistent with actually starting roster overalls. Next up, we have free safety at 180%. Short and sweet to the point here, 180% with how the distribution of overalls was between good to average guys as well as the top end. Strong safety, 180%. This will really spread out evenly between 80 to 99 overalls, but I'm not sure I like having 13 guys over 90. My opinion, you probably could drop this one to around 160% range, or you can leave it here. Kicker at 150%, very good numbers. As far as overalls go, comparing to stock rosters, which I said is the goal, I wouldn't change it from this at all. Punter at 150%, probably not a spot most people really care too much about, but for consistency's sake, it is a little too high. This turned out very top-heavy, high overalls, but you could lower it to 130% as well on this one. I hope this helps all the CFM guys out there looking to restart it online.
All right.
Cheesy Cruiser bold and crunchy, like
a bold head-to-head all-star cheese match.
What's going on, everybody? C4 here today, and some pretty good news if you're asking me. I think I have found and cracked the code to find some all-pro. We are on simulation style. I have yet, obviously at some point I hope I can make the jump to all Madden, but I have yet to, in my couple hours of testing, find anything that's remotely realistic or enjoyable to play. 12 minutes might be a little bit longer than normal, but I find like when you play the game, anything shorter, you feel like you're definitely not going to have the same amount of rushing attempts that you think you should have. Same goes with tackles, so I think 12 minutes for me has been the best quarter length. Looking at the XP sliders, these are pretty much T-Dog sliders on Operation Sports. 80% for the QBs, 104 for running backs, 90 for tight ends, 70 for wide receivers, fullbacks, 84 for offensive for outside linebackers, 104 for corners. We'll start, you guys can jot these down as I kind of explain it. So playing All-Pro from an All-Madden player from Madden 17, and pretty much every Madden before that, All-Pro was, it's where you want to be to get the most enjoyment of the game because All-Madden's just cheesy. And really, someone said it on Reddit, All-Madden feels like you're not playing a more difficult computer. It's Madden dumbing down your team. So your team does not play the way they should be. Every game, they're just making head-scratching type plays. While the offense, the CPU, I guess, for example, on offense, they make plays that they, same kind of play calling, same everything. It's just your team sucking. Same thing's on defense. When the computer's on defense, it just seems like your players aren't running routes. They're dropping more balls than usual. Front seven is really good. It's not that good. I felt like you're just too high. It feels like with these sliders right now, you're getting 60 to 70 yards per game for our starting running back, and I think, in this season, so they could be higher. Still dealing with some, dropped, wide open, Nelson Aguilar typed drop. Pass defense reaction time 48, interceptions 45, pass coverage 48, and tackling at a 50. It was 8. Looking at the computer, QB accuracies at 45. This is something that another, couple more seasons of playing, you might want to actually increase the quarterback actually a little bit if you want to try to make it even more closer. I think 45 is going to be a pass blocking at 60, wide receiver catching 52, run blocking 52, fumbles 50, pass defense reaction time 48, interceptions 45, pass coverage 48, and tackling at a 50. It was special teams, 50 for field goal power, 45 field goal accuracy, 45 punt power, 55 punt accuracy, because we all know there's a bunch of wonky ass punts. Add in 5 wind. It seems like they're punting the ball 10 yards, so definitely wanted to increase the punt accuracy. Kickoff power here at 45. Here's a big one. 20 for injuries. I know a lot of people right now are complaining about the injuries in their connected franchise mode. 20 is pretty good. If you've been following my Philadelphia Eagles connected franchise mode, we've only had 2 injuries. They weren't too severe. You get maybe 1, 2 at the most. Those little 1-game injuries, think they're going to be out for the remainder of the game, but they'll be back, which is realistic. That's kind of what you want, so you're not getting a bunch of year season-ending injuries. Fatigue's at 60. The mid-player speed threshold's at 50. That's something that I may look at trying to tweak a little bit, because I always like my faster players to play fast, and not everyone to kind of feel like they have the same speed. Penalties, just go through these. 55, 50 for false start, 52 holding, 52 defensive holding, 50 face mask, 50 defensive pass interference, 40 for illegal block in the back. Definitely tune down illegal block in the back. Seems like for me the most popular penalty. I can't remember the last thing. You might get one of those penalties once every 8 games, and it seems like if I'm getting a penalty more often than not, it has been that. So we have that knocked down to a 40, and we got roughing the passer 45 gets still occasionally, and it gives you roughing the passer when it's clearly not that. So I feel 45. I haven't had that issue. So those are my sliders. I have no idea how to upload them, to be honest with you. So best case scenario is just deposit and trying to get them up. But I'm telling you right now, man, these sliders are working for me. I know sliders can be peculiar, but user-to-user experience will have different outcomes and stuff like that. But for me, and you trust me, these are what's working. So if you guys have had an opportunity to try out these sliders, feel free to come back to the video, leave a comment, and say they're looking good. Or feel free to ask, why is something like that? Why do I have something that has a certain ratio? Because you were struggling with it. Any improvements, I am certainly open for criticism and critique. That does it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button for, in my opinion, really, really playable.
Alright. We got to go against the Bears and Mitch Trubisky in our first game. Biggest thing, like I said, is I definitely want to see the quarterbacks, Case, Paxton, and Chad Kelly will all play in this game. Running back, we have to see who's going to take over for C.J. Anderson, who went to my Carolina Panthers. As you see, I got on my couch potato, one of my couch potato shirts on, man. Shout out to those guys, Couch Potato GM. Go check out their website.
Hello, everybody. All right, thank you much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the Denver Broncos.
Also, secondary-wise, we're going to have to see how the secondary looks without Keith Talib, who went to the Los Angeles Rams. It's going to be up to Bradley Roby to show up and impress. Looking at the Bears offense, we know that they added some weapons. Trey Burton, Taylor Gabriel, Allen Robinson. So they definitely have put a lot of offense around Mitch Trubisky. And that's a good thing to do when you have a rookie quarterback or a guy that's on his rookie contract. And as I say that, Mitch throws it in the dirt. And here's our Denver defense. There's a rookie, Bradley Chubb. Von Miller, we know, is a franchise player in Denver right now. And secondary led by Chris Harris.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Trubisky will throw. Finding Gabriel complete. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. 18 yards the gain for number 18. They go play action here on 1st down.
Yes, sir. Pressure bust pipes, man, all day, every day.
Quarterback's got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky. His throw incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. Too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't need to completion. That makes it difficult.
Here's Trubisky to throw.
Wow.
That pass falls incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking 1st down before he caught that football.
Yeah, gotta catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a 1st down.
O'Donnell, he's on the punt as he gets this one away.
Like I said, we know we're going to be a defensive team. And it's going to be about running the ball and taking shots in the passing game. But we definitely want a quarterback who can make some plays when we need him to make plays.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge differences.
Case those wild pass. Yeah, point to yourself, Case.
And let's look quickly here at the Denver offense.
The growth of Demaryius Thomas since college is going to be a consistent Pro Bowl receiver in the NFL. In college, ran a lot of deep routes almost all the time, almost exclusively. The NFL has added in everything else. Big body guy, excellent production, but still a stock in trade, getting downfield and catching the ball.
Keenum, they set up the screen to Booker. And he's got some space here.
And Devontae Booker with the 1st down running hard, man.
But not before getting across midfield to the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sense that the screen pass was available. When you get a little heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. It worked very well there for the 1st down.
Here's the Chicago defense. Jonathan Buller, who went to Crest, man. That's the Shelby, North Carolina brother, man, right there. Danny Trevathan, wow. Man, I love this game. And their secondary, man.
Shifty receivers, and you can never have enough guys to try to cover them.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum.
Demaryius!
Completing it to Thomas. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A very solid gain of 27.
You It's come a long way since his time in Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially. I mean, but he ran them really average well over 20 yards a game.
Case Keenum, let's spin it out of the pot.
He still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Baby. The nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. Keenum to throw on second down. And it's caught at the 7-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
First down.
4 yards on the play, and that leads to the first and goal.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but he did what he was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And now hold up there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another round here.
I think so. My favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
Came out on 3rd and goal.
And Cortland Sutton
Touchdown.
gets his first professional touchdown.
So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone. I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt, that one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. Fielded about a yard deep.
Yes, sir.
It'll cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the one, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3.
Damn, this guy
Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
A very solid gain of 27. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Looking to throw Trubisky.
Yes, sir. Bomb. Oh, my God. A nice strip sack, though.
Plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it.
And that's our rookie.
Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is going to come with the ball.
This is Howard on 2nd down.
Oh, yeah, good way to come up and hit. Look at Chris.
Brought down right around the 40.
That's Bradley Roby.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn up.
It's in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Now he'll let it go deep right. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. That one goes for 36 yards.
Vaughn missed the sack, man. He said it's preseason for everybody.
The blitz ready to complete the pass.
They had the total feel of the quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into right protection scheme.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And they will take over at the 20.
Another strip sack. This time we get the ball.
Your team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
Preseason.
yeah, right now, you know that in the regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember,
That's the rook again.
the games to count.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Have a touchdown on the first drive, Charles. And they can get up 2 scores here in a row. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they
Is that Jay Butt?
I remember playing in AC Turner Lights out room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
A second down carry for Booker. And he'll bring it up here right at the 40-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't have a tendency. Stay with what you are. Stay with who you know.
Way to read the blitz.
That's exactly what they did.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. From midfield, there's Peyton. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Ooh, Cortland.
Broncos on the move here a bit. Nice plays in succession, back-to-back.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catches the ball, give him all the credit, but how many people have to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers.
I see you in the middle of the field, too.
They got him for a sack. Akeem Hicks in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now Keenum. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
We're still looking for big-time plays. We'll start with athleticism, but without technique, you're not going to make plays is what we just saw there.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Third and long, it's Keenum.
Dang.
Couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
And we can't get our field goal team together.
Those really long field goals, when they are made, they are things of beauty, but there is a danger to getting them started, isn't there?
Yeah, with that low drive, you've got to really keep it low to the ground, don't you, to get that distance.
Yeah, hard to just pop it up in the air because otherwise it's not going to get there. So he's got to drive it low in order to have the dip.
Oh, yes, sir.
And it's intercepted. Picked off on a free safety,
Darian Stewart.
Midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Well, these turnovers are a big, big problem. And a huge part of why they're brought on the scoreboard, too. That's now fumble and interception on back-to-back drives. And you just can't expect to do that and be successful in the NFL or any league for that matter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get in there. Get in there. Devontae Booker.
Devontae Booker, 48 yards. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know they have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They got the power to begin the drive. And work his way across the 30 to the 32. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
They go with Howard again, and he's going to run. They get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, produces a new set of downs.
I have to admit I'm excited about that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Brandon Gaunt and Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
1st and 10.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen.
Good open tackle.
Before he gets into enemy territory. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. Another down, a couple of scores. But the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Woo! Ball. Thank you. That's a user hit stick, baby. You gotta come up and lay that fucking wood. You gotta come up and lay the wood, baby.
Because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice that fumble.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet there are humans out there running around. We just don't know.
Opportunistic by the defense. So they took a shot.
Now we got Peyton Lynch in there.
If you don't mind, however, I'm going to start with the Hall of Famer because he was like a great prognosticator. Shortly after CJ was released,
There's our rookie.
that a landing spot would be Carolina.
Royce Freeman.
Why is that?
I just thought that when Jonathan Stewart went to New York, it was Christian McCaffrey that really got back. That was kind of special there. And they needed somebody that was kind of a bell cow. They needed a guy that was going to be a consistent runner. C.J. Anderson is that consistent runner. Somebody who is a veteran who brings some leadership to that team. Somebody who is, to me, really hasn't got a lot of wear and tear on his on the tires here. So C.J. to me is a guy that I respect this game. I watched him for 5 years. He comes to play. Listen, he's not a burner. He's not going to break the long runs, but he's going to run hard. He's going to come to play every game. When Denver was successful, when CJ was healthy, I mean, he wasn't the only reason. He's not like the main piece, but he's part of the puzzle. And I think CJ fits well in that offense. I know Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator, a new coordinator, but as long as Cam is there, they're going to need a physical running back to be in that offense. Because Cam, I don't care what you're trying to do, he's their running quarterback. And I think it's going to be hard for him to be a drop-back passer in that new offense.
Well, Cam was the leading rusher last year.
Oh, my God.
He was the second leading rusher last year.
Paxton just missed on that play.
Offense and exactly what he brings to the table. You've covered him for the last 3 or 4 years. What is C.J. Anderson?
Well, I think one of the biggest things that Denver's going to be missing with we were talking earlier, the youth of their backfield is the football view of C.J. Anderson. I think that's going to be a big addition for Cam Newton because he's a guy that constantly is talking. He knows the playbook like a quarterback, and that helped out the young quarterbacks that Denver had those couple of years after Peyton Manning. There was a rotation there. And pass protection. That's big, too, keeping Cam Newton upright and a little bit healthy. But this is a guy also that I've talked to him. He has a chip on his shoulder. He thinks he was worth the $4.5 million that Denver was going to pay him. If you look at that offense,
oh,
bet what probably was was the most productive guy on that offense with that
Kevin
season.
White.
This is a guy that I think is motivated, and I think it's a guy that also with that football IQ is going to help out that entire offense. It'd be good for someone like Christian McCaffrey.
He was just 2 years into that 4-year contract, correct? It was an offer sheet that the Dolphins signed him to, and the Broncos matched. Interesting little nugget here, I'm sure you know this covering the team, but only 2 running backs in Broncos history have started 16 games and run for 1,000 yards in a season. TD, can you name those 2 running backs?
Don't have a clue.
C.J. Anderson and this guy. That's pretty impressive company.
Pretty good. I didn't know that. Thanks for the nugget.
You're very welcome.
I use that. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my bad. I just got a sweet deal.
And that was a video that y'all just heard talking about how C.J. Anderson will fit with the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to my boy P. Nasty. And Peyton Lynch is not looking good right now, man. He's definitely looking like the inaccurate quarterback that he is. Holding. Oh, legal block in the back. So they'll still have the pick, but they just won't have it as close as they were.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Every year I go to the combine, I marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, right through.
1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. Was it a big run given up? They don't always have to absorb the bottom goal. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
False start.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
Making 3rd down even longer.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. And Daniel fakes the handoff.
Chase Daniel from the Saints.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense, so you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident.
Oh, he broke that. And Tariq Cohen gets in. One play sold the Panthers early on 1st round pick DJ Moore.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6.
And if Paxton has no success on this drive, we may go earlier than I wanted to with Chad Kelly. So the play they're talking about is DJ Moore 92-yard touchdown versus Nebraska.
2nd and 10. It's Lynch again. Finding a safety valve here that's complete. And he'll get it up to the...
Maybe let's try changing the tempo a little bit and see if that works for Paxton. Let's speed it up a little bit.
Lynch to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Six-year man Marquette King on to punt, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight.
Ah!
That one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there and handled things. They got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
It's a pickup of 4 to bring up 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a harder 4 yards.
Yeah, those are some kind of stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
We don't just make cars. We make technology that moves.
That's how you get back there in the backfield, baby. That's how you get back there in the backfield. Blow shit up.
Nissan Rogue, featuring tech like Pro Pilot Assist. It helps keep you centered in your lane and in control. This is how Nissan Intelligent Mobility is reinventing driving for everyone.
And Tariq Cohen is hurt as he gets rocked.
Is in your driveway.
Shelby Harris.
Against them.
Well, and on the year, they just dominated in the 4th quarter.
There's a big hole right through the middle. DJ Moore.
Just when I brag about tackling, it all goes south, and the Terps get on the board with a big old jailbreak screen.
There is a flag at the end of the play. A 92-yard catch and run for DJ Moore that breaks a touchdown drought. Going back quite some time to October 29th.
Nifty running, combined with shoddy tackling there. Lack of poise there at the end. Not real happy.
After the play's over, personal foul. Offense number 6. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Touchdown is good.
Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast, and he used it to great advantage. But if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, got to carry the ball. Think about the people up front. Leverage, athleticism, they create some nice space for him.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. They'll run it out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
There you go, Paxton. 4th. Got to make a play.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And Paxton throws it in the dirt.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here. That was like an ill-advised throw. I mean, I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. 2nd
Jeffrey Henderson, who is now hurt after getting the first.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, Lynch. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A good pickup there, 8 yards of the first down completion.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide, they can run a long receiver, but they have that kind of courage and toughness to go around to the middle of the field and become the critical targets for the quarterbacks and move the sticks.
Face mask. Face mask.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this
Thank you.
be a face mask. So give him the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. Defensively, they must have been expecting a pass. They were in the dynamic out there.
I think maybe they were deciding to go with speed on the field rather than bulk. I'm really a little bit surprising. They want people getting to the ball as fast as possible. Why shift your defensive backs?
All right, third down.
They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Paxton, take what's there. If it's not there, baby, we'll kick this field goal. Touchdown, Jeffrey Henderson.
Touchdown. A great effort there from 6 yards away. And the Broncos have taken the lead. There are several elements to a well-executed scrimmage.
Oh, shit. McManus might have to go, bro.
Because you really need to rush. Almost get to the quarterback. Almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And a lot of times you talk about establishing the ground game. Probably something they need to do more of here losing in the second quarter.
When you're riding your best horse, you've got to lather him up. The best running backs I've ever talked to, they've all said the exact same thing to me. I'll even break a good sweat until I get to 20 carries.
You're full of good wisdom. Let's see if we can get it in and get it more down. Here's Daniel.
That's a good check now. I'm not mad at Chase for that.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 1 yard.
Oh, yes, sir.
Turnover as this one's intercepted.
Ty Davis. The man in the middle.
And Brandon, this is a really nice job defensively, getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the interception, here's Lynch. That is caught.
We're going to throw a dot right there, Pat.
It will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it in defense. Sudden change, get out there and stop the offense. But you typically run up a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he keeps running out throwing the ball when he catches up on balance.
Yeah, he did.
I think he had to move that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. And he wasn't far, really. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Touchdown for the rookie.
Great play there. Taking it in. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here. Wow. Looking ahead, they just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now Chase Daniel on the offense heading back on the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field.
All right. I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. It's gonna be their ball though. I jump. My bad defense.
And that was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. You did it. They decided they don't care.
And it's complete. The tight end, Deion Sanders. Solid stick forward. A big play there just before halftime. 48 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody has that ability, they want them on their team.
And it's off the mark, incomplete.
Sure, huh?
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. I understand why they look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Back to the air, Daniel on second down. It's grabbed over the middle. And pulled down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. As they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Once again, Daniel. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go.
Stop them on the one.
In this first half of action. First touch of the game here from Billy Cunningham. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Billy Cunningham as the first half is winding down. And the Bears draw a bit closer. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, right? They're hitting scores together and really bunch them up. And we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far. Fun to watch. Down play fake here. First down. Forced out to his left. Pressure, and he's taken down. A big sack. And just 1 second remaining in the first half. They'll call the timeout. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this one will be on the 28-yard line.
Somebody got
Football for 6 months already. We're skipping halftime. Now let's get right back to the action. We're set for quarter 3. the 27-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here. So they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit.
Royce Freeman, my dog.
Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. Looking inside, and it's complete. And we take him down, but
Deshaun
giving this inside the 30.
Hamilton.
Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's all you need.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for the sack. Howard Jones. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Deshaun Hamilton out here eating,
That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
As Paxton starting to throw some dots on them, way.
50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2. To throw is Lynch. Open man is Henderson. That's complete. And he picks
Carlos Henderson.
first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
You have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half.
Touchdown. From a Bronco touchdown. A good sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp to each and every play seemed to be executed.
All that you didn't get in, baby.
He is not going to be able to break free as they wrap it up.
And I think that's going to end Paxton Lynch's day. Get some Chad Kelly in there.
Right at the line of scrimmage, and the try for 2 is going to come up empty. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And they'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half, other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run, these things work well for us, and sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right over there.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They're rolling Cunningham, and he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Part, I think, from our experience together, we offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Again, Cunningham here on the ground. And some space here. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And now everyone was what a lot of people call explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is that they can run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Daniel is going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
We can talk a whole lot about football being a game of scoring, but it's also a game of mismatches. And they're trying to create one there, get it to the back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. They went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Second down now after the incompletion.
Oh, yeah, we here, dog. We here, dog.
As he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. Now that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't it? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
Here's Daniel. He's going to look deep down the field.
Oh, yes, sir.
Will be intercepted. Picked up by Will Parks.
Will. Oh, Willie, will.
At the 8-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead in another minute.
Chad Kelly time. There you go, Royce.
Nice play by them on defense.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be
First down, Royce.
shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you
Face mask.
get him out on the fly and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
They'll look to throw down, first down. Now they set up the screen, that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45.
First down. Denver Henderson.
10 more there and another first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, and all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll give him 8 on second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Going deep here for Taylor. It's caught at the 10. Very nice pickup of 33 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Dobbins get
double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Bryce Callahan. He stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on return.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
After the interception, here's Daniel. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Josh Bellamy, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. To throw again, Daniel. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
No, sir.
So he can't hang on, and as I watch it unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. Way easier said than done.
Get over here. Shane Ray, baby.
With a big-time sack on third down, and it'll be a loss of 7.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That's taken inside his own 40. There we go. It's a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Third and 10.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line.
Good kick, Mark.
This offense now heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They're going from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here, back to the 15. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
But these guys going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Let's play a little game just between.
Especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself and play calling. Don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Here's coming in. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They got to get it twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up the first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. He gets it to Sims, complete. And
good hit, bro.
Red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got what defense you're in? That was totally real coverage.
It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. So they're operating in the red zone. guess he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
It's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Line. Calling a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now.
3rd and goal.
Sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
I get much better than this for the opportunity.
No.
Getting that just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up here where we are, right in the cheap seats, but let's be frank about this one. This isn't even a decision as far as I'm concerned. They have to go for it here. Field goal does you almost no good. It's time's running out in the game. If you want to win, you have to be aggressive here.
And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline, somewhat happy.
Carlos Henderson.
Here as they finally get him just shy of the midfield stripe. So the Broncos coming out now. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know what motivational speech on the sideline is. Guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer. Create space for our runners. And let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Now one man out of the gun. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up on the line of scrimmage as they try to bleed it out.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Here's Marquette King now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And out of bounds, sailed over. Looked like right near the pile.
Perfect kick, Marquette.
Perfect directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do that.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about it. We were happy about a 3-point kicker. Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
We here, dog.
2-yard line. Only a yard of the pickup.
We here.
Leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all. It leaves them with 3rd and long, and you know this is the time of game where these drives really start to matter. They got to make some moves.
And he'll get this on
No.
the 3-yard line. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguess themselves a little bit. 3rd down, seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and then get anywhere close to the first down.
He slid. Thank you. You try to run him over right there. You can't slide.
And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on
Touchdown.
To the end zone for a Denver score. Jordan Taylor from 8 yards out. And the Broncos will add on to their lead.
I think it's easy to say mission accomplished on that drive. The goal was to increase the lead. They did exactly that.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he fires one incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw a ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed, near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to come up a little bit better.
We're still going to run our offense even with a lead because we want to get more looks at Chad Kelly, man. See if he got a chance at this quarterback job. There you go, Royce. Royce is also in a competition with Devontae Booker, so we're still going to run the ball.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Carlos Henderson, who I like coming out of LA Tech. He wasn't in the draft that just passed. He was in the last year's draft. Well, 2017 draft. Ah, come on, 82 block. Hearing me?
Now they're inside the 10 as he's pulling down at the 9. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him.
Oh, yo, Royce. Oh, you didn't get in, big man. I got to try to get him his touchdown first.
It's a tough task to match up to him.
Touchdown. For the Royce Freeman.
Ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This is fielded at the goal line. Able to slither by. And he'll take it in. Sweep past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back on the field.
So why me, Will? Why me, hey?
One last drive here for Brian.
Some people like to do that. I've never played for
Hey, Foster.
huge. And someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Kevin White been eating. Get some backups. Nigga trying to prove he not a bust.
Offense has it 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Daniel. And he is out of bounds inside.
Rook, you was good with the starters, blitzing and stuff, but you getting ate up in coverage.
You've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball. And you put a target press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right? Whether you're catching it with the hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, do a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
Did a great job by our crew in the camera shot. One, you see the grass or the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there? Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it, got him to jump and then picked up 5 yards.
No. That's a great play on the ball.
Here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He connected on his first, this from 41. And Parkey's kick is good. And the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves...
These cats think they coming back. Yeah, look at that 19. Okay.
But hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
And the Broncos are going to get the football. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here.
Oh yeah. He run like a grown man out here, man. I think I'm going to start him over Booker, man. Dog run like a fucking grown man.
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in
Oh, I hate Madden get that animation. You should be able to get out of that sometimes. Because in real life, somebody gonna try to stiff arm and get them up off of them. See what it goes from now.
Nice play by the defense, stepping up on that. Maybe it'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Ooh,
And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The sideline, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it.
wow, what a catch. Come on, dog. We doing that over 2 yards?
Give him 2 yards.
I mean, it's cute.
And it'll make it a second down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good hands over their feet and shoulders in order to protect.
No doubt about it. Ike moved to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. As he'll stop it with 11
Man, I almost don't even just let them run these 11 seconds out.
Now Daniel on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. 11 more yards that go around. First down as well. We're going to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case. Down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
One last throw for Daniel. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Ball game.
And that will be incomplete. As time has run out on this football game.
Alright.
Big offensive explosion.
Alright, it's a quarterback battle.
The defensive guys are just saying, hey, put those
Case definitely kept his stronghold on the job. 7 and 10, 92 yards with a touchdown, no picks. Paxton started out bad, but then he got the hang of it. You see Chad balled out. His only 2 incompletions were interceptions. Was plus his decision making. So if I was gonna cut somebody right now, it'd probably be Paxton. Booker played well. Royce played well. That's definitely still a battle we're gonna have to watch. It's gonna come down to the wire. Receiving. Okay, yeah, it's Will Henderson. First touchdown for the rookie. See, Rook had 2 sacks just blitzing. Shane Ray had 1. 3 interceptions. See, I start off with 2 touchdowns. They came with 2 back. I came with 2. They came with 1. I came with 1. Field goal. Touchdown, and field goal. Alright, so if anybody watching, 506 yards of total offense, 406 yards of total offense. I may need to lower the minutes from 12. That's something we have to watch. 5 turnovers, 3 turnovers, so we had 8 turnovers total. So possession time. I guess just let me know if you, anybody just let me know. I'm thinking I might need to. What's a good minutes time to go down from 12? I'm thinking maybe 10.
The players on your team earned XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each game. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Case, I'll play them again.
Use your practice squad to develop younger players that can eventually contribute in games.
Where's my... Hi guys, you look like an egg. Thank you. I appreciate it. So the news is that weed for me.
What's up?
I don't have my puppy anymore. I think y'all should know that. My dog's no longer with me. I sold her. But, appreciate it. So, I think you guys can tell I haven't made any videos lately. And, it's not... you know, I don't know how to say this. Okay. What type of dog was everyone? He was a chow-chow. Recipe. He's not dead. Get to the point, shake my head. Well, listen, shut up. No, I'm not pregnant. Quit YouTube. Okay, so that's kind of what it is. I didn't quit YouTube. But I am taking a break from YouTube because there's just a lot of shit going on. I already told you guys, you know, I opened up about my Dear Nova Nation video. I opened up about no, Lux did not die. Lux is with another family, and I hope they really love him, and he's been gone for a little bit now. But there's a lot of things going on, so I haven't really made any videos. I'm not quitting YouTube, but right now it's strictly on a business note, which means I'm only making videos at this moment just for money at this point. Like, it's not, like, when I say just for money, I mean, you're not going to get, like, your regular talk to me videos, you're not going to get your regular, those type of videos. You're going to just see a lot of hair videos again, due to the fact that YouTube has totally like turned their back on like smaller YouTubers, which I am a smaller YouTuber, and I quit my jobs. You guys know that. Quit my jobs to pursue this, and due to the fact that like I had to take a short break because of what was going on in my life, I can't live off of it no more. So I have to do videos, sponsored videos for people. So yeah, that's just basically what it is. So you know what? Like I have no problem with not doing reaction videos because I hate reaction videos, but there is going to be a reaction video up today due to the fact, again, that I got paid to do it. So I got paid to do this reaction video, so I'm going to do the reaction video because I just need a little bit of an income to get back, like I need to get back onto my feet to, if I see Key sponsor EduBirdie, I'm sponsored by EduBirdie. Yeah. They don't do it anymore. No. Cause Destiny tried. You don't appreciate your fans. I don't appreciate my fans. That is crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. You're gonna lose a lot of subscribers. It's okay. I mean, I have a life to live. I have a life to live. I'm sorry. There's things that
Why the fuck do the Broncos have 8 tight ends?
she sort of is pimping us out. How am I pimping you guys out right now at this moment? Listen, you guys, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I'm gonna be so honest because that's all that I've been. This is all that I've been. Honest with my subscribers, honest with everybody. You guys have.
I had to cut 19 people for them to have a roster.
Getting paid. No, deadass. Like that's what it is. All these people want your views. Views don't matter. If you guys really don't, if you don't, guys don't watch the video, it doesn't matter. As long as the video is on my page, that's all that matters. That's it. So I'm saying right now, let me get my money together. Let me feel as stable and happy as I felt, because if you guys understand, I have a vlog coming out, and you will definitely see. You will see. I will deadass. I will show you guys. I literally will show you. You will see, because every video that I've posted lately, everyone always says, Kiara, you look depressed. Kiara, you're not the same. Key this and this. Key this and that. Key blah blah blah. No, honey, views don't matter. The companies don't look at that. Hair companies don't look at that. They just want the page. They want their name on your page. That's it. I'm not fucking leaving YouTube. I'm not.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your
I
team.
am just doing me at this point in time.
That was after you hopped off the team last year when Nick Foles had to play.
Because, you know, shit happens.
You're all over the place, baby.
I'm not taking a break. I'm not leaving. What I'm doing right now is I want to feel as financially stable as...
He can't even stick with a quarterback. He wanted to stick with a story.
with you guys. I feel the need because the channel is not only run by me, and I'm not the only person in this channel. You guys are on this channel too. You guys enjoy watching my videos. You guys totally just, love doing what I do. Love seeing what I do. Love seeing my life. Love seeing it. I love that you guys love that. It's support. That's why I have to tell you guys everything that I do. I have to, because it doesn't feel right when I don't tell you guys what happens due to the fact that it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel proper. It doesn't feel like a comforting feeling. Totally at all. That's what I just have to say to you guys. That's what I'm going to do is. I'm not leaving. I was thinking about leaving. But all the people saying that YouTube is not a hard thing to do. YouTube is not an emotionally dragging thing to do. How about you become a YouTuber and you get the subscribers that I get and you totally fucking just do it. I dare you. I fucking dare you. I really dare you. You will be broken. Just let me tell you that. Like, dead ass. You...
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
will be done for. Because this is emotionally draining.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
It's fucking upsetting. It's literally... This, my doctor even told me, doing YouTube has upped my depression to maybe my stress levels.
Coming off a strong preseason, a good record a year ago, how far can it seem?
30 fucking percent. I'm not strong-minded. For your information, Mr. A1 Pawns, I'm not that person. And if you think I'm that person, then that's totally you. But I am not that person. I am not that person. I'm sorry. I've been suffering from mental issues for the past 6 years of my life, and I'm tired. So, if you want to keep fucking talking to me, you could just keep fucking talking, because I'm honestly over it. So you could keep saying me, telling me, oh, I'm weak, I'm this, because I already know that.